You have another book, The Pursuit of Pleasure, which is partly dedicated to alcohol consumption in Iran. What motivated you to not only continue this study, but also to expand it to encompass the entire Islamic world?
Well, my most recent book about alcohol in the entire Islamic world is kind of an organic outgrowth of that Pursuit of Pleasure book, because yes, there are, I think, at least 3 chapters in that book about alcohol. And while doing the research and while writing up my findings, I realized how important and how interesting really alcohol is. Because it's controversial in Islam, because it's forbidden explicitly in some way, but it's also filled with paradox and ambiguity, which is not so much true for the other consumables that I talk about in my Pursuit of Pleasure book, meaning tea and coffee and tobacco, because they're rather straightforward. They're not outlawed or banned in Islam. But alcohol has that, additional lure and fascination, at least for me. And there was a lot of material that I couldn't put into the book because it was already, at its maximum length. So I kept all that material and I kept developing an interest in alcohol. And so, alcohol, of course, is this one substance that has completely conquered the world. There's no civilization or religion, for that matter, that has been able to resist it. Islam has made a valiant effort. And so that's kind of the beginning of my interest. And then I realized, well, I cannot simply limit it to Iran, because it's all connected, because it has to do with Islam at large. And there are no boundaries around Iran in that sense. And I also wanted to go back to the beginning of Islam and write a comprehensive book. In other words, from the beginning of Islam until today. And also comprehensive then in terms of geography. Now I had to limit myself a little bit there because I don't feel qualified to talk about anything east of India, and Central Asia is not my strong point. But still, beyond that, I ended up covering anything between Spain, Islamic Spain, North Africa, all the way into Islamic India, and found these remarkable similarities and convergencies in terms of the consumption of alcohol, but also the general attitude among Muslims, beginning with this idea that since it's banned, it is a forbidden fruit, and that pretty much automatically means that the consumption there is not about taste and conviviality, but it's about the effect, getting drunk and getting drunk as fast as possible. That is kind of the the default attitude towards alcohol. But again, this interplay between it being forbidden and it being consumed because it ends up being so irresistible is really kind of at the heart of the book, and gave me a great deal of satisfaction writing it and kind of unraveling that paradox. And it's also the first book. No one has done this before, so that too gave me the sense of being a pioneer.